these software considerations are going to be factors in the buying experience for users over the next decade. And it's going to be a brave new world, really, for anyone who's in the auto industry. Obviously, love classic cars and things like that. Not much is going to change. But if you're just the average consumer going out to buy a new car or a used car, like the software experience that you have with your vehicle is going to dramatically change what you're doing. I think one of the interesting questions is why now? This is, again, 100-year-old industry, and blockchain's been around for over 10 years now. Like, why is now the perfect time? And what I like to mention is that this is like really the perfect storm of things changing in the auto industry. We have electrification, we have connected cars, we have autonomous technology being tested. The driving experience is going to change massively for my kids, in 20 years, probably will have, they definitely will have an incredibly different driving experience. Maybe they don't even learn to drive. It's still a little bit up in the air how far autonomous goes, but certainly things are changing dramatically under our feet. If you've bought a car in the last 3 years, your car is now getting over-the-air updates, most likely. Not all automakers are doing this, but most likely getting over-the-air software updates in your garage. And guess what? There have been times where automakers have botched those, and people have lost access to their infotainment systems or lost access to features in their cars. And Car and Driver and all these other magazines have, for decades reviewed cars based on how they drive and how they feel and how they look. And that's great. But we need to start reviewing cars based on how their software works. Like we saw last year, Nissan's API connections go down for like three days, and no one with a Nissan app could use it because their API was down. Like these software considerations are going to be factors in the buying experience for users over the next decade. And it's going to be a brave new world, really, for anyone who's in the auto industry. Obviously, love classic cars and things like that. Not much is going to change. But if you're just the average consumer going out to buy a new car or a used car, like the software experience that you have with your vehicle is going to dramatically change what you're doing. And that's why we're excited to bring, again, this concept of the App Store for cars, where you can have competition, you can have all the insurance providers, all the maintenance options, all of that connecting in to just one interface.
Fascinating world. Yeah. And I also think about just the reviews. And if you have the data that is shared, that will actually literally say yeah, this is the truth. This is the fact, right? Versus the fluff, right? You see these auto commercials, and it's just it's Matthew McConaughey, and he's just happy, and his hair's flowing, and he's cruising. And I forgot the one he does. He's Chrysler. I think it's Chrysler, right? And he's going, and you're like, I'm like, and I guess some of this stuff works, but what I like that auto commercial that goes no, here's the data, and here's the reality of that, right? It's like fact checker, right?
So that's you're hitting on one of the ideas we had from the very beginning, and it's not something that our company is going to do, but we've created this platform and our own APIs to allow other builders to come and build this on our technology, which is somebody should build the data-driven car review site. That's okay, we have 100,000 Lincoln Navigators out there. So Matthew McConaughey says it's a great car, but what does the data tell us? And I think that that's going to be a really, really compelling use case for what we've built that emerges probably in the next couple of years here. But there's going to be so many things like that. I think that people start to look at and start to use as they evaluate differently. Buying a car is one of after your house, it's the most expensive thing most people own. So this is a decision that more data is good for.